Welcome to Voodu Warlock 2023, Episode 13. I am level 13. Let's take a look. I actually just took level 13, so we'll take a look at some of the quests I've done since the last episode. I really just worked ahead. I did all this stuff, these 3 quests from Beyond the Grave, Dreams of Insanity, and Dead Shall Rise. That's part of my normal routine, but these other 2 aren't. I wanted that Jurassico favor, and there wasn't any more favor I wanted from 10s, so I just, skipped ahead and focused on quests that I wanted the favor for. I even skipped 2 levels ahead, did Invaders. At level 12, you could do that as high as level 14. No sweat. The Silver Flame Talisman, they made that one real nice, though. There's so many beholders, they constantly dispel your buff, so that's negative energy absorption. So when they would otherwise have leveled me, they just took charges off my Silver Flame Talisman, and having 2 of them worked great for that quest. I just noticed on the live stream the other day, somebody asked, how did I teleport to the Sands of Nectar, and I was in a public zone. And I said, hey, they changed it a few years ago, a couple years ago. I don't know, who can remember these things. But just in case you haven't played in a long time, they did change Greater Teleport so that you can teleport to all the locations self-only, from a public zone or in a dungeon zone. And this is the old school AoE version. People would say, oh, here's a taxi. But you could teleport a whole group of people, but this only works in a dungeon. So the self-only ones are down here. Nothing's changed on the gear. On my build post, this is the piece of headgear that I have listed in a little spreadsheet of gear. It's got Big Intimidate on it, Spell Focus Mastery 3, Insightful Magical Sheltering 8, Sapphire Good Luck +1. I don't really need those stats for what I'm doing. I'm soloing, so I don't need to intimidate anything. And, I already got Spell Focus Mastery 2 on the Crown of Snow, and I really like that Cerulean Wave freezing effect. It's real nice. So I'm just going to keep going with the Crown of Snow. I'll put this down on my hotbar as a possible swap. I just want to show you that piece. It's an example of something you can craft with King of Crafting. Nothing's changed on the Reaper points. Nothing really to mention on the favor side. Mobility scores. Feats this level. So, let's get on to some quests. We're going to do Sands walk-ups along with Offering of Blood, which is one of the flaggers. That is not a walk-up. You have to pick that one up. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and make the run out there on the video because, well, just in case you're new, show you around a bit. So we'll be doing all the quests out here that are level appropriate. So we will not be doing Chamber of Vermont because that's base level 10. You would do that at level 12 on Elite or higher. I actually skipped that one because I didn't want the favor, and I don't need the favor for these. But I wanted to pick something at this level to do as a video, and these are quests that I like to do normally. It was either this or Lord's March 1. So we're going to do Purge the Fallen Shrine first. And that's right over here. Notice my hit points when I go into Reaper mode. I got 618 right now. When I enter, that'll be a lot higher. 831. A lot of extra hit points from Reaper trees. It's just going to keep going up the higher level we get. This quest has a lot of mobs that are going to throw like nasty flame strikes at you. Flame strike, half the damage is fire and half is, I think, Bane damage. I always forget. So, fire absorption only going to mitigate half of the damage. So like a quarter of the damage. But it's better than nothing. It's definitely, if this one's beating you up a little bit, a lot of fire damage in here. Fire methods too. So if you want, you can keep Fire Shield on you at all times in this one. But I like to do these part of my normal leveling routine. They're pretty quick. That's what makes them worth doing, in my opinion. Always pick up my purple bags. Here we're just lighting the torches. Don't worry if you double toggle them, it doesn't turn them off, even though visually it does. It doesn't uncount them. See, in the upper right hand corner it says relight the torches to honor. See, you can actually click on them again. Maybe they changed that. Weird. Chest down here. Just a chunk chest, but free loot. Well, maybe I get a portable hole or something. Or a large bag or something. Oh, I did pick up one new spell. That's Everett's, or Tensor's Transformation. That adds a nice layer, or it's, it's a stacking Constitution. More con, more hit points. It does increase the cooldown of spells. I'm not casting a lot of spells on this one. It doesn't change the cooldown of bursting. Just your other regular spells from your spell book. That it slows the cooldown on. So you can use it if you want to. I typically won't use it in a heroic environment these days because I have enough defenses. But definitely at endgame, I'm running with it all the time. If I'm running with a group, other people are doing crowd control and stuff. I don't have to worry about that stuff as much. A while back, they changed the color of the burst and the aura. It used to be like gold or yellow in color, and now it's like the aura's white and my bursts are like pink. They were supposed to change it to match the pact. I don't know how they get like white and pink out of Sonic. When your single target blasts are kind of grayish, I guess, and I guess they're white. Maybe, I don't know. I thought it was kind of silvery. I definitely don't care for the white and pink. But whatever. I mean, it's kind of purple. I wish it was more purpley. I'd be happier with it if it was more purpley. Be a Reaper, remember you want to stay close or far. So as a burster, we're definitely going to choose to get close to it. You're in melee range, you will not get hit by their fear dots. Or if you're far enough away from them, you won't get hit by their fear dots. And the range on their fear dots has been dramatically reduced. A couple times. Back when Reaper mode first came out, they literally would hit you in the pretty much the entire dungeon. It was absurd. And they reduced it a lot. And then they stealth changed it again. I don't know, a few years ago ish. And it's pretty short now. It's about from here to the steps ish. No big whoop. Champ chest. Alright, 13k. Never good XP, but hey, 6 minutes. You can actually zerg this even faster. Alright, from here we're going to go to Chamber of Kourush, which is the one to the left of Wiz King. On the way, I'm going to stop and get a collectible that I like to get. That right there is Wiz King. That back there is Chamber of Ramat. And this over here is the Chamber of Kourush. The Chamber of Ramat and Chamber of Kourush are virtually the same quest, although we're skipping Ramat because that's base level 10. The ones I'm doing right now for this video are base level 11, so you do those at 13. If you're doing base 11s on Elite or higher, are going to be 13. This quest does not have a static boss. The boss is in one of many locations. There are these like square rooms at the end of passages, and the boss can be in, you know, a bunch of different ones. Leverage black tentacles for them. Cools them right off. Yeah, I'm running by the mobs on purpose because remember what I said. We work in volume, okay? We can kill one mob at the same rate we can kill 20 mobs. So might as well, you know, make a collection, right? Let's be efficient about it. You know, bring them all together, big, fat, maximize, empowered, average black tentacles, and boom. Why do I want to fight all those groups individually when I can kill them all at once? Soften them up a little bit as I'm running by. If they follow me, I'll kill them when I feel like it. If they don't follow me, well, they can live there. I mean, this is their home. Famine Reaper, put on my spell absorption. Let's give him the old black tentacle action. You know, I did pick up, I did swap out a little something in my enhancements. I changed out a couple points of spellcraft and concentration, decided to pick up command. I thought maybe I could command the Reapers, but it hasn't been hitting at all. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I thought it would hit a little bit, but it is not. I also picked up chain shape again for situational use. It was like these kinds of rooms here. You're going to see a sarcophagus here. If it's the boss. I learned a little trivia recently. You know, plural sarcophagus, sarcophagi actually only refers to when the male is buried in it, like the king. And if the female or the queen is buried in it, it's a sarcophag girl. All right, that could have been the end right there. There's no sarcophagi or sarcophag girl there either. Maybe I'll put the map over here so you can see it. And no sarcophagus there. These kids are bothering me, so I'll blow them up. Get off my lawn. My first video series with the new monitor, rocking 1440 now. You know, my older videos are in, 1080. So if the hotbars look unusually small to you, that's why. I'm looking to upgrade it to a 4K monitor, or who knows, maybe even 5K. Once DDO redoes their UI, they're supposed to be redoing their UI. I believe that they're targeting like the end of 2022-ish. And, hopefully to be rescalable. Now, notice there's a purple bag there. There's a Seal of the Heavens. You can pick that up. You get a little bit XP for it. But what that's for is you can hold that up to one of the genies that are guarding the towers of the Wiz King. There's 3 towers of the Wiz King. And, at the top of 2 of the towers are 2 genies. And 1 tower has an Ifrit. Well, the 2 genies can be bypassed. One with the Seal of the Heavens that you get here. The other one from the sister quest, which is Chamber of Vermont at the end, just like this, is a purple bag. That's a Seal of the Soul, I believe it's called. And so the Seal of the Heavens and the Seal of the Soul, you can bypass the 2 genies. You just show it to them, they disappear, you get full credit. And then you can use the Seal of Fire to bypass the Ifrit. And the Seal of Fire is located in the Wiz King itself, in the basement. It can be like basically anywhere, as far as I can tell, in the basement. There'll be a chest just kind of randomly placed about, and that's got the Seal of Fire in it. So, if you didn't know what those things were for, they actually have a function. So now we're going to head over to Maraud the Mines. We have 3 more quests we're going to do out here. And if you want, you can check the Bloodstone chest. There's actually another chest in the back that can drop a Bloodstone or Dust Heart. But this right here, can drop a Bloodstone, Dust Heart. Bloodstone was redone last year, I think. It's look at that. It used to just have Seeker 6 on it. Look at it now. Seeker 6, Deception 4, Accuracy 9, Deadly 5, Green Slot, part of a set. It's beautiful. It's not exactly restored to its former glory, but one of the reasons why, back in the day, I mean, the Bloodstone was pretty cool to pull it on the video too. That's kind of a rare drop. The Bloodstone was like baller end game trinket, right? I mean, back when the level cap was 20, it was basically, you were like, if you were melee or ranged, you wanted like the Bloodstone, or some of the range wanted the arrowhead out of weapon shipment with the crippling ability. It was basically like Bloodstone or Litany of the Dead. It was like the 2 endgame trinket choices, that were like the baller trinkets. And so there just weren't a lot of options. That's one of the reasons why Bloodstone was the king for a while there. Level cap at 20 days. But it's nice to see it given some love. All these items out here were redone. They all got set bonuses. You did a nice job. I honestly thought that they would never redo Sands of Manectra loot because there's like 50 billion pieces of gear out here. It's unique among Slayer zones in that every single rare mob out here has at least 1 named item that can drop from his chest. At least some have multiple. There's no other wilderness zone in the game that has that many named items in it, that every single rare drops at least 1, if not 2 named items. There's so much stuff out here in this pack. I mean, this pack is so big that by today's standards, it would be an expansion. And I love the Sands of Manectra. It's one of my favorite. I mean, this is old school DDO at its finest, in my opinion. This, was before it came out before my time. First epic pack First pack to ever go epic in DDO. Demon Sands. Now, I gotta admit, I'm a little partial to the whole, like, you know, it's kind of like Egyptian mythology inspired, I think. You know, obviously it's not direct, but, you know, pharaohs and pyramids and stuff. I really like that. So we want to get rid of these nasty casters so, you know, they're not pew-pewing at us every time we're running through here. Alternatively, you could just ignore them. I'll check this out. I'm just going to fall down over here. Ha-ha! Don't fall into the lava. If you do, you'll have to swim to a safe spot. And, you know, it's a little slow going. Swim through the lava. Let's go ahead and do command. Saved. I have not landed a single command. I've probably only tried a half a dozen times, but I haven't landed a single command on a Reaper, so... Probably why I stopped using it and just forgot that it wasn't landed. So here we're just looking for these gems that drop out of the breakables. See, it says, you know, steal 4 black iron ore, 2 jacinths. Not all of the breakables will have it. There's another one right there. Need 1 more black iron ore. Yeah, I always do sands. I really like this pack. Right. We're good to go there. I'm just going to detour back because I'm pretty deep into this side here. There's a shrine up there. You can use it anytime. Saved against the command. There's the ruby we're looking for. Another ruby. We're done with rubies. That's my alarm, phone alarm going off telling me to take my melatonin. All right, now we're gonna go get 2 fire opals from over here from some earth elementals. We'll give them the old black tentacles. Easy peasy. Some loot. A couple potions of invisibility in there. Hell yeah. Alright, there's a boss to this quest. You actually don't even have to kill him. Because all you have to do to complete it is just pick up the gems. So you can just grab the gems and go if you want. There are no named items that drop from this one, so... Grab the last gem. Boom. We're done. 16 grand in 5 minutes. You know, if you want to fight this clown for a chest, you can. Like I said, it's just a junk chest. No named items that drop in here. Kind of funny that every wilderness chest has a named item that can drop from it. Yet, like this quest chest, don't have anything. I'm just gonna detour out. Because if I just try to recall, I'm gonna get interrupted from all the pew-pewing. I should have showed you there's a bunch of archers up on ledges around that end fight. Okay, we're gonna do Offering of Blood next. Thinking about doing the rest of the DQ flaggers for the next episode. Be a long episode because Chains of Flame's a long quest. So that could, you know, the rest of the flaggers would be Chains, Whiz King, against the Demon Queen, and then the DQ raid are all base 12. But you know what? We can do a long video. We do whatever we want. If folks don't want to watch the whole video, that's okay. Hey, this one's back in the Vulkorum Spiral. This one can be a challenging quest. It has infinite respawns, and it's kind of like a forced Zerg. You really have to keep moving in this one. You can't just hang back and kill everything. So if you're neurotic and you like to kill everything, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get over that in Offering of Blood. Because you can spend your whole life killing everything. It's just going to keep coming. You've got to keep moving forward, and you really just want to kill enough mobs to, you know, keep the dungeon alert down. If you want to, you can clear out the little scorpions before you pick up the bowl, which summons the boss. But, you know, do I look like I'm worried about a little scorpion? Scorpions can hit pretty hard, though, if you don't have your defenses up. They can get you. Alright, we're just going to move. We're not going to worry about the collectible in that southern room. We're just going to move. It's like I said. No time to dawdle. That's what Selima said. Remember that in the grotto? She was preparing you for this quest. Volume. Kill it in a pile. That's what's most efficient for us. Just hit my Shining Through, give me a stack of temporary hit points. Should have had it going already, but, you know, that way Carnage Reaper hits me. He's just pulling off those temporary hit points, right? We're not taking any real damage. Alright. Now there's some traps here. There's a box on the right wall. We're just going to sidestep over here. And then we're going to lift up. We're going to pull up the drawbridge so that mobs can't follow us. And drop that Suckascaro down in the drink. Side rooms, chests, collectibles in those side rooms if you want. Some of them are locked. You can get spectral gloves. These chests in this quest. It may be the case that the spectral gloves only drop in the chests that are after the first mini boss. Yes, I guess this is the second mini boss because the first mini boss was in the first room. Alright, I'm gonna go kill this guy because he's just gonna follow us anyways. So might as well kill him here. Dark Stinger. And then take his treasure. Because that's what we do. We kill mobs and take their treasure. The life of a murder hobo. You're kiting the mobs, they're burning up in your aura. So if mobs are right on your tail, they're eventually gonna die. And it's nice when you build up your defenses too, because you can just sit there and let mobs die in your aura. The last episode I did R5. Tempest Spine solo, which was pretty cool. You know, I was surprised that it went so easily. I didn't do that to show you that I could do it. I did it to show you you can do it. That's what all my content is about. It's not look what I can do. It's look what you can do. I want you to know that you can do this stuff. Some of these quests will beat you up. I mean, soloing this one on R1 will beat you up when you're new. Soloing it on hard or elite might beat you up. But don't be surprised if that happens. There's no substitute for game knowledge, too, you know. Little underwater passage here, and there's 4 collectibles down here. Well, I don't know what happened to that Reaper, but he can rot in hell. There's a little journal and a pick. Those don't do anything. We got a mushroom there, adventure pack, and another mushroom. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and rebuff because one of those Scaro debuffed me. I almost did Diplomatic Impunity in the Lord's March chain. I actually don't have a video up for Diplomatic Impunity, like a walkthrough. I do have, you know, part of one of the Reaper Life series, though. We did the whole Lord's March 1 chain. So, I'm a bigger fan of this stuff. A lot of people make that jump way harder than it needs to be. When you do this on Epic, there are air jets there that are blowing you back. But you just gotta time it, you know? You just jump up here, you wait for that one on the right to go. If you want, you can wait here for the next one. Boom. Now, it can be pretty rough. You're doing this on Epic at level. You know, you got a bunch of mobs pew-pewing you. Okay. You know, if you're doing this with friends, you're going to let this bridge down. Let your friends through. If you did, but like I said, a lot of people really struggle with those ramps, you know. So I'm just going to show you another way to get around, okay? If you want, you can come up here. Thank you, wonky DDO physics, for pushing me backwards. See, you can get all the way over here, and you can bypass those, you know, those traps and air jets if you want to. And I'll just show you, you know, chain shape, really good for these kinds of situations. You know, you got some archers up on a ledge or something. It bounces around, hits them all. Looks like one's blocked by that stalagmite or something. Oh, would you die already? Go away, kid, you bother me. Right? If I target that middle one, my chain shape's going to bounce to those 2 side ones. That's why we use chain shape situationally, just like that. Because sometimes you're going to be in here and, you know, your friends are just getting murdered by the archers, right? Well, you're the tank. You can take those hits. Use your chain shape, clear those out for your buddies. You can get breakables bonus if you go for the breakables. You can also farm out conquest in here. In the heroic one, there'll be infinite respawns of scorpions in this room. But there's not in epic. There's not respawns of scorpions in this room in Epic, but you can go back to the room before the last drawbridge, and you can get, there's infinite scorpions there if you want to farm out Conquest there. So pull up the XP report. You can also listen for it. I got Onslaught right now. I can't remember how many kills, but it's usually only like a round or two of scorpions if you killed a reasonable amount of stuff before. So we're at Onslaught now, that's 15%. Now we got Conquest, that's 25%. So we got 10% more XP, you know, just from sticking around 30 seconds longer, killing some more scorpions. There's no end chest in this one, so it's 2 quests. There's one in Epic, but 2 quests where there's no end chest with loot, but yet every single chest in the Wilderness Zone has named loot. Now, for one hoping to end their existence, this would be the perfect place to leave from. You can just jump down here if you want and take the canyon, or you can go over top. There's some rares along the way, but I just want to show you, because most people don't go this way. If you just want to get there without any fuss, without worrying about any mobs, just jump out down into the canyon, and this will take you straight to raid the Vulkorum. And despite its name, it is not a raid. The quest is just called Raid the Vulkorum. Now, just in case you've been away from the game for a while, some months ago, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 3, I can't remember, they made it so that you can buy all of the rare named loot in the Wilderness Zone with your antique bronze tokens. You go to Messiah Imports in Zawabi's Refuge. You can trade those antique bronze tokens that drop in the bags all over the place out here. You can trade those for anything. You know, Bloodstone, Dust Cart, Ring of Spell Storing, anything you want from the Wilderness Zone, not quest loot and raid loot, but all the wilderness loot stuff. You can buy with tokens now. So this will be the final quest of this episode. This is another quickie. Now the flaggers out here have epic versions, but these other walk-ups do not. So the only thing that has an epic version in this pack is going to be a little spot of lag there. The only epic quests out here are going to be Offering of Blood, Wiz King, which is Chamber of Rayum, Chains of Flame against the Demon Queen, and the Demon Queen raid. And the Demon Queen raid is properly called Zawabi's Refuge, but nobody calls it, or Zawabi's Revenge, but nobody calls it that. Everybody just calls it DQ. With a null optional that way, we don't have to do it. And we're not going to. Big spawns here. Spikes a red dungeon alert. Due to no fault of your own. Of course, I didn't help it because I dragged a bunch of mobs here. Right? But if you walk into this intersection, like, you can aggro. There's little scorpions there, and there. You can aggro them all. And, you know, red dungeon alert. Get a little hairy. You know? Oh, Fear Reaper. Do you want to be commanded? Nope. We'll hit our Shining Through. Get a nice buffer of temporary hit points, so if he decides to slap me, Now, if you're quick, you can actually get both these levers by yourself, but there's no time to dawdle in between. You got to hit them right away. If you can't get the timing down, then you're going to have to use a hireling. But as I showed you, you can do them both yourself. You have to be super fast about it. That was probably too long. Nope. Just fast enough. Scarl, those casters debuff you. So I'm going to redo my buffs. Same thing here. You go out in this intersection. You can aggro all those scorpions at once. Somehow we got lucky. I only aggroed one side. Now, if you have multiple people in here, you know, you can split up. But, you know, if you both aggro both those intersections at the same time, we're spiking a red dungeon alert. Can get pretty gnarly when you're surrounded by 20 scorpions. Also, no named loot in this one. This quest is like a forgotten about quest. It seems like people either, I don't know, they don't know what's here. But it seems like when people do sand walk-ups, they skip this one. A lot of people just skip this one. I don't know if they don't like it or what. But hey, we've got 11,000 in 5 minutes. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can make a comment in this video. You can respond to my build posts in the Warlock forums, or you can stop by the Twitch live stream. We'll see you soon.